Welcome to The Explainer. I am so pumped you're here. Look, if you're a focused learner ready to really dive into programming, today is a massive milestone. Think of it like the ultimate unboxing experience. We're not just installing some random software, we are literally architecting your custom digital workspace. We're laying down the exact foundational environment where you're going to engineer your future code. Getting this right on day one, it's absolutely crucial.
Okay, let's dive into this roadmap. We'll be looking at 1. The ultimate code editor, 2. Safe download and installation, 3. Exploring the interface anatomy, 4. Activating the extension ecosystem, and 5. Critical environment configurations.
Let's kick things off with part 1, the ultimate code editor. So before we download a single thing, you might be wondering, why do we even need a specialized tool just to write code? Well, imagine trying to handwrite a 500-page book using a cheap ballpoint pen. That's basically what it's like using a plain text editor like Notepad or TextEdit. You get no syntax highlighting, no autocompletion, no debugging. It's incredibly inefficient. Then, on the totally opposite end of the spectrum, you've got IDEs, integrated development environments like PyCharm or Visual Studio. These are massive software suites. It's kind of like buying a heavy-duty industrial printing press. They come prepackaged with heavy compilers and just eat up your computer's hardware resources. But right in the middle, we have our Goldilocks solution, the code editor. Lightweight, blazing fast rendering, and totally extensible into a full IDE if you want. It's the perfect high-tech smart typewriter. And when we talk about code editors, Microsoft's Visual Studio Code, or VS Code, is the undisputed heavyweight champion. It's the world's most popular code editor for a few really massive reasons. First off, it's cross-platform and open source, so whether you're on Windows, Mac OS, or Linux, it runs seamlessly. Second, it's got built-in Git integration. That means you can stage, commit, push, and pull your code right to GitHub without ever leaving the editor or messing with an external terminal. And third, it features something called IntelliSense. So what exactly is IntelliSense? Basically, it's a smart auto-completion system. But honestly, it's way more than just simple word prediction. It's like having an AI assistant sitting right there next to you, anticipating your next move based on your variable types, function definitions, and imported modules. It's a real game changer that drastically speeds up your coding and pretty much eliminates those annoying basic typos.
All right, moving right along to section 2, safe download and installation.
Now it's time to actually get our hands on the Heroes Toolkit. It's super important that we set this up correctly from the very first click. Step 1 is easy. Just navigate straight to the official source at code.visualstudio.com to grab the stable binaries for your specific operating system. Now, step 2 is where people tend to trip up, especially Windows users. You got to pay close attention to those installation checkboxes. You absolutely must make sure Add to Path and Register Code as an editor for supported file types are checked. Why? Because checking those boxes right now prevents major command line headaches down the road. And this brilliantly illustrates why those boxes matter. By adding VS Code to your path, you unlock this magic command. From literally any command prompt or terminal, you just navigate to your project folder, type code, add a space, and then type a period, which just stands for your current directory, and hit enter. Boom. VS Code launches instantly exactly where you need it.
Section 3. Exploring the interface anatomy.
So you've downloaded and installed your new workshop. Let's take a quick floor plan tour to demystify the layout and, lower that cognitive overload. On the far left side, you've got the activity bar. This is your main navigation hub. It holds your Explorer, Search, Source Control, and extensions. And right next to that is the sidebar, which shows your actual project directory structures and all your open files. These two bars work together perfectly to keep your whole project organized. Moving inward, we hit the editor area. This massive center canvas is where the actual magic happens. This is where you'll be spending the vast majority of your time writing, reviewing, and engineering your code syntax.
Finally, down at the bottom of the screen, we have the integrated terminal. You can pop this open instantly using a quick keyboard shortcut, Control plus the backtick key. This is honestly incredible because it entirely eliminates the need to constantly switch windows between your editor and your system's command line or bash terminal. It keeps you locked right into your flow state.
Okay, section 4, activating the extension ecosystem. Out of the box, VS Code is fantastic, but now we're going to bring the heavy machinery into the workshop. We're transforming this lightweight editor into an absolute powerhouse. First up, you need these 3 industry-standard extensions:
Number 1, the official Python extension by Microsoft. It's been downloaded tens of millions of times and gives you that sweet IntelliSense linting and formatting specifically for Python files. Number 2 is Live Server. If you're doing web development, this is a must. It launches a local dev server with live reload capability for your HTML, CSS, and JS. You save a file and your browser updates instantly. And number 3, the Material Icon theme. This transforms those boring default file tree icons into beautiful, color-coded ones, making it completely effortless to visually identify your code file types at a glance.
Next up is an extension I am just incredibly enthusiastic about, ErrorLens. Seriously, this one's a lifesaver. ErrorLens takes the errors that usually hide way down in your terminal and projects them directly in line, right next to your code. So when you make a typo or a syntax error, it highlights the entire line in real time. For beginners, this prevents so much intense debugging frustration and will literally save you hours of pulling your hair out.
Now, what's really interesting here is the contrast between the old way of doing things and the automated future. Manual formatting, it means messy indentations, mixed single and double quotes, and wasted hours debating style preferences with your team. Let's just skip that chaos. Instead, install the Prettier Code Formatter extension. Prettier is an opinionated code formatter that enforces a consistent, clean style guide. And the absolute best part? It does it automatically every single time you hit save.
And that brings us to Section 5, Critical Environment Configurations.
We've got our tools, we've got our extensions. Now we enter the final stage, customizing the actual ergonomics of our workspace. You can jump into your settings anytime by pressing Ctrl plus the comma key. But before we tweak anything, I have a quick question for you. Why do we even need Settings Sync? Well, imagine spending an hour getting your editor looking absolutely perfect, only to move over to a different laptop and having to do the whole shebang all over again. Settings Sync securely ties your configuration to your Microsoft or GitHub account. It prevents configuration loss, ensures team consistency, and guarantees that your custom shortcuts follow you to any machine in the world. So make sure to turn that on using the gear icon in the bottom left.
Inside that settings menu, there are a few absolute must-do adjustments. First, search for Format on Save and check that box. This hooks right into our Prettier extension, so every time you save a file, your code magically structures itself perfectly. Second, adjust your font size in line height. Seriously, do not ignore this step. Tweaking these is absolutely essential for eye comfort during those long coding marathons. And lastly, make sure Emmet is activated.
So the crucial point here is understanding exactly what Emmet does. Emmet is a pre-configured engine baked right inside VS Code that lets you rapidly generate massive blocks of HTML and CSS using these tiny shorthand abbreviations. Like if you type an exclamation point and hit Tab, it instantly generates an entire standard HTML boilerplate. Type UL:LI times 3, and you get a list with 3 items in a split second. It is quite literally a superpower for your keystrokes. And there you have it. You have successfully architected the ultimate digital workspace. You've installed the powerhouse extensions to catch your errors and format your code, and you've optimized your settings for the perfect ergonomic flow. You are completely prepared. So my final question to you is, now that you have the tools of a professional developer right at your fingertips, what world-changing application will you build first? Dive into that terminal and let's start coding.